So this morning the humidity was 100%. It was dripping wet just walking down the road, and but now the air has cleared out, humidity has dropped, we got a nice breeze going, so I think it's going to be good for making some hay. Show you this clover and alfalfa we're cutting. You can see it's a little over mature, but at least there's no leaf hoppers or anything in it. So hey, when it rains for a week, you can only do what you can do. The alfalfa is in full bloom, so it's going to be lacking a little protein, but it still looks really good. There's plenty of red clover to help it out. And over in this other field, we had some cereal rye, and the plan was to put a warm season grazing mix in it beginning of June. However, the trucking company messed up with my shipment of seed, and I didn't get it until the day before it started raining. Thankfully, I got it planted, and it is coming up now. Sorghum Sudan, and these probably mung beans or something coming up, or maybe that's cowpeas, I'm not sure. I'll be able to tell when it gets a little bigger. It'll hopefully provide some good cow feed, plus it'll build the soil. And then we're gonna try to plant organic corn here next year. So it won't be certified yet because it needs one more year, but we will, that's what we're working towards, we'll see.
All right, guys, so I am gonna take the tedder out and get some tedding done. I'm not gonna be tedding anymore today because I'm out of time. Dad called me and just said, and besides it's too dry, so I'm just gonna do it tomorrow morning while the dew's still on. It's kind of dry right now, so hopefully that works out. All right, the cattle are done. I think I'm gonna go over to John's, hook the Kubota up to the rake because it's not on the baler right now. And because I don't really feel like dealing with my allergies too much today, so I'm gonna get the cab tractor. Anyways, I'll get that hooked up to the rake. I'm probably gonna go home for a little bit. I might mow because it's still pretty wet. We need to get some heat on to get all the dew off, and then I'm gonna start checking hay and see what it looks like. So they say knee high by the 4th of July. Our corn's about 5 to 6 feet tall on July 5th. I'd say the saying needs to be updated. Maybe knee high by the 4th of June. Tractor's there. Tractor's there. Tractor's there. I think I'm gonna pull that tractor out because it'll be the easiest to get that tractor out if I pull this one out. Check her oil. Remember, kids, always check the oil. I take the bucket off and then I'll be ready to rake. You always want to run as little weight on the front end as possible. So when we don't need the bucket on there, we just pull it off. So that saves quite a bit of weight. Okay guys, so I gotta do zip ties on these wheels again, these wing guards. You might be saying, oh, you already did this year, but since we bought this rake used, a lot of the original zip ties were getting worn thin because as these rotate, it slowly wears out the zip ties. So I'm gonna go through and put a lot more of these on again. It's called keeping up with maintenance. All right, so got the rake all greased, got all the zip ties on. Now I gotta put the bucket on the tractor real quick and go out and fix some washes from all the heavy rains we had. And then take the rake home, take care of my puppy again. Then I'll probably get started raking fairly soon. Headed out to rake now. I raked a little bit before lunch. It's after lunch now. I'm gonna rake a little bit more. And hopefully get this afternoon off to a good start. Okay guys, so I'm really bad about videoing problems after I fix them. I was having issues with the right side of the right side of the rake settling. The longer we've been using this thing, the further down the right side went until you'd pick them up and it was still hardly above the ground. What had been happening was this set screw wasn't tight and the cylinder shaft had been rotating around inside the yoke. So I had to get a handyman jack, pick the wing up, pull the pin out, rotate the yoke back in, and then lock it, and then readjust the wing stops. So now we should be good to go again. I need to get back out and keep raking. I got the tractor hooked up to the baler. I also went over and, well, I had the blade on the tractor, went and graded a washout in the lane. Now I think we're ready to go and ready to go bale tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get off work around noon and then I'll go start to bale. That's the plan anyways. We'll see how that works. I think I'm gonna close up the shed, go play with my puppy and call it a night. All right guys, so it's the next day. I'm out here rolling these up. I'm gonna check them. Does not feel promising. Ooh. Moisture 19.8, that's not good. Whew. I think I'm gonna have to flip all the hay. That's an unfortunate turn of events. Guess I'll head back to the shed and grab another tractor. All right guys, so I baled as much as I'm gonna bale. Sorry I didn't get any footage, but I kind of jumped in there unexpectedly and then started baling before it rained. And then we got 1 1/10 of rain. So it was quite the thunderstorm. So the tractor and baler's in the shop. And I will take that back over to John's and get my truck. So we're done with baling. Bailey and Caesar are barking at the cats. We're done with baling for a couple weeks anyways. And thank you guys for watching. Got all the animals out this evening. Say hi, Duchess. We'll see y'all later.